Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace reporting live here at BB King's here in New York City. 20 years and 7 albums strong, the soul group Mint Condition continues to bring that lineage of great soul music out to their music fans all over the world. Tonight here in New York City, they're celebrating 20 years as a group, as well as their 7th album, which is entitled 7, as well as 2 Grammy nominations for their single, Not My Daddy, featuring Kelly Price. Tonight we're going to sit down and talk about the beginnings and origins in Minneapolis, St. Paul, as well as talk about why their music is very important now at a time when there are really no soul and R&B groups out there. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds of Mint Condition here live at BB King's here in New York City. Seven records strong, 20 years in the game. And then, let me add, congratulations on your Grammy nominations.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you. Long time coming. We've been working hard, man. So, yeah, we can see what happens. They prayed up on that one.
Tell me about the concept of 7.
7 was basically our 7th studio album. So, we decided to name it, 7. And I don't really, it's just, I don't know, man.
I think this project is a little more abrasive than your other projects. Was that by design?
Yeah, we like to just keep it moving, man. Different energy, different moods, and natural progression. It's like how we was feeling at the time, just like all our other CDs, depending on what's happening in the world, what's happening in your own life. We just kind of spew it out, how we see fit. And hopefully, we got to like it first, and then hopefully, however it's resonating with us, which we thought it was an incredible CD, we're hoping the same thing would follow with everybody. So,
tell me how this amalgamation between you and Kelly Price, Not My Daddy, how did this come about?
She had a song, I believe, an idea for a song, and she was telling her producer that she kind of wanted a Mint sound, and I guess he mentioned to her, well, why don't you just get Mint to produce it? And she sent the track up, and Lawrence and Stokley basically arranged it and put their thing on it, and Not My Daddy was born. Yeah, and then less than a year later, a Grammy nod. So it's all good. Yeah.
Years strong, 7 albums strong. What's the key success of Mint Condition?
Oh man, some of the best songwriters in this group, you know, in the world. In one band, you got 5 great songwriters, so you should continue having good songs, and people are still growing. You know, like, we're not done yet. You know, women inspire us to do some things that we've never, you know, done before. So long as women continue to inspire us, as long as we can play, I mean, we should be putting out good music.
Rickey, what is it that touches the soul and the nerve of music fans and your music?
I have no idea. That would probably be a question for the, you know, for music fans. But I would assume hearing Stokes' voice, you know, over and hearing Stoke being produced by, you know, by 5 different people, because he produced himself. You know, I don't know if that was right, but it sounds good to me.
The thing, I've followed you guys since day one from your very first record, and it seems like now your music is so important now because there's a lack of rhythm and blues and soul bands. What's going on right now?
That's just due to the business of the music industry, I think, you know, and also the climate of the world with, you know, schools ridding the music programs and things like that, so you don't see it. You know, we saw it, so that's what we wanted to be. You can't, you know, be if you can't see it, number one. So you have to have some examples out there. There are examples in church, absolutely, but in our genre, what we're doing, and, you know, in videos and different things like that, you don't really see it. You see solo artists, mostly solo artists. You know, some groups might be duos, vocal, but not really folks who play instruments and sing that are the artists themselves. You know, they might hire a group, something like that. So, you know, I think it just has to do with, you know, profits and loss, man, of a business. You see how the climate's going. It's crazy. So, I mean, the retail is down, and, you know, so people aren't really trying to spend that much money, you know, meaning bigger companies. So you have a lot of smaller boutique labels, if you will, you know, trying to do the artistic thing, and then a distributor or a bigger label will, you know, just get a project that's pretty much all the way done, you know, and sell it. So, I mean, it's sad, you know, we're in a unique position, but we wish there were more folks out here really on, you know, doing it, you know, the way we're doing it. I think there will be. I think it has to get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. So, you know, there you go.
What more can I do without you? 'Cause now I can start to get world. See everything a man could see. Things in souped up diamonds and pearls. I try to move on, find the lady I like. I still have my time, but still you burn to my mind. Now look what you're doing to me. It's like I'm loving you. So big for me, Lord, I breathe. Don't you think this ain't no time? memory. Ain't nobody else that's talking her through. No, so beautiful misery. And now there's nothing more I can do. No, rather be with you than fit for crazy side. There be no proper thing alone without you in my life.
What does Mint Condition mean to you, and why is Mint music so special and touches a lot of music fans?
What does Mint, the band Mint Condition, means to me?
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's everything because I've been here since the beginning. Everybody's been, you know, the original guys. It's hard to find that you can get 6 guys or 5 guys do one thing for so many years and not break up or not try to do a permanent breakup thing. So it's a very special thing to me to have a band, an R&B band, that's trying to do things like the rock bands, you know, the rock band Aerosmith, all the old rock bands that's, you know, still here doing it. And wow, out of all the R&B cats, none of them are all original. So got new members here and there, and so for us, it's a special thing.
20 years strong, what makes this bond so unique?
The music. That's the one core thing for everybody. Music, because we're 5 different dudes. We like different things. We like doing different things. Larry likes to fly planes. I like to just, you know, play music 24 hours. You know, so it's the music, and I guess the importance of it being, I guess that only R&B band that's still here kicking it like this. So, yeah.
Let's go back to 1980 something when the band started in St. Paul, Minnesota. I mean, that really is a hub and a time of music that probably will never happen again. Tell me how you guys got together.
St. Paul Central High School we all went to except for Rick. He's from the south side of Chicago. He played in different groups. You know, I was playing drums, singing a little background, but every time we played, the chemistry was great. And I decided to do it on our own. You know, we struck out, went out to L.A. in search of a deal, struck out, and had to come back home and, you know, regroup and did some shows. You know, we weren't really a cover band so much. We weren't a cover band at all, actually. And played all original stuff, so our gigs were limited to like special parties, events, a lot of showcases, and which is where we got picked up by Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. We had a few labels to come out and check us out. You know, Prince's Camp came out, the MCA label came out. You know, a bunch of people came out, and next thing you know, we were in a meeting with Jam and Lewis's camp. You know, here we are.
What is it about Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul that, I mean, you got Detroit and you got Memphis and you got Philadelphia and you got LA. What is it about Minneapolis, St. Paul that's so different than all the other musical cities?
Well, I think it's centered right in the middle of all of what you mentioned. You know, you got your West, Los Angeles, your Bay Area, which a lot of bands came from. You know, New York, Chicago on the east, Atlanta, like you mentioned, Detroit. Minnesota's right in the middle. Then you have those harsh winters. So you have to stay inside, and you have to, you know, you got to figure out, you got to create and write. So you get a lot of time to yourself, your thoughts. So, you know, you just pumping the music out. Yeah. Pumping out some music. So, and like you said, a long tradition in Minnesota, you know, it goes way back. You know, Bob Dylan, you know, Prince, Jimmy and Terry at the time. I
think the Midwest in general. I mean, you talked about, you know, Detroit, you got St. Louis, you know, Kansas City, all these places. A lot of these places were hubs for some reason, the Midwest, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out of there. And then these people flee out to the West, or sometimes to the East, but, by way probably of the South, blues and all that stuff. But I think for some reason the Midwest has a certain thing to it. I don't know what it is. It must be some of the cold or something. I don't know.
I live on phone and really fast. It's just a little baby. What got me crazy over you? Can you feel it from the pain? I'm with you. I'm gonna be breaking love. This feeling is the one thing my heart is on. So I say what? I say what I think. We can look way, we can look way. What's the number
Brad, 20 years this band's been together. What's the most important element of the group, and why is this group so special to you?
Well, I mean, aside from the music speaking for itself, the music is timeless. They've written some hit songs that are still relevant today. But for me, the personal experience has been just how much they've been mentors to me and helped me along, and looking out for me and things like that. Just how they welcomed me into the situation and supported things that I do at home as well. So that's been the biggest impression that I've received.
Another thing that you said earlier in the interview, both of you gentlemen hit on, Prince and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis were dynamic producers and songwriters, and as well as musicians. How have they imparted their wisdom, their knowledge, as well as their production skills on how you guys produce your music?
I think when they first started their label, they were intentionally looking for artists that were more so self-contained. They weren't looking to do, because at that time, early 90s, they were still top, they were producing everybody. So from a time standpoint, they didn't have time to probably babysit the label artists, because there's only so much they can do. So we probably learned the most by them kind of staying away, they kind of threw us in the fire right away, and we learned, we had to learn on the fly, because we got signed, like Stoke mentioned, when the core guys came together at that time, we got signed within a year, I think. So we got thrown into it right away. So they kind of, they'd come in here and there, oh yeah, that sounds good, oh, you might want to try that hook one more time at the end, you might want to put this tag on there, whatever, but they kind of let us kind of feel our way around, and I think they probably did it more behind the scenes than anything. But that was huge, because I still believe we wouldn't be here today without getting thrown in like that, having to learn it like we did. Yeah, so, yeah.
And what about Prince? Prince is really kind of an entity within soul music, and not just soul music, just music in general. He's brought a whole nother element to how he writes and produces. You guys went on tour with him last year. What was that like?
It was great. It was a long time coming, for us, for the fans that love, what we do, and some of his fans that know of us, like to see that mashup was just incredible, to be on tour with him over in Belgium and Paris, at Radio City, not Radio City, I'm sorry, but Madison Square Garden, at the Forum, South Carolina. I mean, all these different places. I mean, it's a nod from him, like, y'all are on the right path. So, I mean, he's obviously somebody we grew up, looking at, as well as so many other influences which you hear, in our music as well. So, yeah, it was an incredible experience, and I'm sure it won't be the last,
Musically, where do you guys want to go next? I mean, we're at 7 and we're at 20 years, and I know this band's going to go another 20 years. What's next?
Next for us is securing our own television show. You know, being a band on a television show. For me, I think that would be, you know, some work that's kind of in the same spot where we're not traveling every 4 days, you know, something that's kind of steady in the same spot, get a little place out in LA or something, you know, kick it, you know, we're getting to that.
We're going to do a Vegas thing and televise it. Boom. In Vegas, sit right there for a minute, a few years, you know, and do it like that. Show us in the studio, show us on the stage, everything. So then the tour comes to you. People from around the world come, you know, like that. Like that. It's nice.
There's a few places we need to go before that happens, before we do that cool down thing. We need to hit like South Africa and Brazil. There's a few places we did. Yeah.
You're supposed to be hitting Australia with the time pretty soon. Yeah, so that's gonna be cool. Yeah, and a couple more countries. Yeah, so it's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
You know, I'm very, very, very proud of what you guys did on TV One. You guys were the backup band on that television show, and I mean, you've gotten a lot of positive press behind that because it put you guys in a whole nother stratosphere.
Absolutely. I mean, that's something we thought we should have been doing, and, you know, glad that folks recognize, you know, what we're doing. I mean, that's all we ask for. We do this thing because we love it. You know, if we didn't have a dime, we'd be doing it, you know, on the side or whatever. But, you know, to have, you know, people in the industry, you know, recognize this is what you love to do. We get it, you know, and we're going to put you all on doing this thing here, and, you know, that's all we can ask for. So, I mean, it was well received, and I'm sure there'll be more to come. So we're just going to keep working hard, you know.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report. Reporting live here at BB King's here in New York City. I'd like to personally thank the members of Mint Condition for their time and their hospitality, as well as the staff and management here at BB King's. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Until next time, peace.
I live on 495.